morning in Vermont. It's 11:04 on Tuesday, February 11th. It's the wish day, February 11th. Wow. Wow, it's almost the middle of February. Okay, that's what's happening. So this is going to be part 2 of the heart. I'm really winging this. I tend to do that with this stuff because I feel like my mind works best when it's in free form. It's not always the case, but let's give it a shot. So I wanted to pick up on, if you missed part 2, talking about the heart Shen, the consciousness, the North Star, the guiding light, the organ in your body that sits up top. It's the Emperor or the Empress energy. It carries the message, it carries the doctrine, and with its throne and its staff, right, it is the light of truth, lighting the way. And then it's up to the rest of the body to carry that out together in concert. And every part of the body has their own mission and design in helping to carry out the heart's mission. So if the heart itself is disturbed, we call that a Shen disturbance in Chinese medicine. And it's a pretty common diagnosis that can go along with almost any condition, because the heart being disturbed is, it's easy to do. You know, it's easy to knock the heart off its game because it's just a light. It's not an action. And so it can be clouded, it can be dampened, it can be dark. Attention and emergencies can be happening elsewhere in the body, and so the mission gets ignored. So Shen disturbance is a pretty common thing, and in a Western psychology sense, it would be almost any Western pathological idea of psychological disharmony, right? Because it's the person being off. It's the Shen, they say in Chinese medicine, we say in Chinese medicine, you can see in your eyes. You can see the wellness and the light in someone's eyes, right? If someone is really mentally ill or drugged or dissociated, you can see that, right? You can see when you're talking to somebody and they go somewhere else and they're nodding, but you can see they're not there. That's their Shen drifting away. That's their Shen detaching. If someone has schizophrenia or a mania episode or issue, you can see in their eyes that they're a little wild, right? That their Shen's disturbed. If someone's depressed, you can see that the light, the energy is low, it's dim. When someone is healthy and vibrant, not just of body, but of mind and heart, you can see that exuberance. You can feel it. If you've been around people who are very well balanced and care for themselves and are loving inside, you feel it. You feel it in your tissue and you can see it in their eyes. It's a beautiful thing. So that's the Shen in Chinese medicine. And I'm so sorry. I still have this little bit of a cold and I keep clearing my throat. I'm really trying not to. I have water with me. To be a little bit more nerdy about it, just in case you end up talking to another Chinese medicine nerd. I mean, I hope you do. I really do. There's the big Shen and the little Shen. So the big Shen is sort of the collective Shen. Like one way to see it, it's certainly not the only way. I'm just trying to relate in a very real sense, like the collective conscious, right? Like how does a society feel? What's the heartbeat of a society? Like the big Shen. You could even think of the big Shen in the sky. You know, but then there's the little Shen. There's that piece of the star that we are, and that is our unique light that only we hold. So that's the Shen that we're talking about, okay? The heart Shen. You could spell that S-H-E-N. The Chinese pinyin spelling is X-I-N, Sheen. Okay, so let's talk about some common symptoms. And I'm reading this from, I'm gonna hold the book up for my YouTubers. Is 5 Spirits Alchemical Acupuncture for Psychological and Spiritual Healing by Laura Eve Deshar. I like sharing this book with people because you can order it. And I think there's enough good stuff in it that even if you don't have a solid grip of Chinese medicine, she does a good job of walking you through things. And there's just good nuggets. You know, it's one of those books you can kind of keep by your bed and just sort of as a means of something interesting and different to look at. Look at this. It's cool stuff. You might find something you didn't know. So I'm referencing that, and this is the signs and symptoms of Shen disturbance. Common symptoms, insomnia, right? Because if our hearts are in line and calm and we feel good and like we're rooted in that light and that truth and we're following that light, we can rest, we can chill, we can sleep, we're relaxed. I was talking about this in my last podcast about integrity. You know, when we're really living in authenticity, when we're really living in our integrity with ourselves, we're peaceful. We have peace inside. You can have all the power in the world, all the money in the world. And if you don't have integrity, baby, you're not sleeping well. So insomnia. I'm not saying if you have insomnia, you don't have integrity, by the way. Just to clarify that. Okay, dream disturbed sleep. Dreams have a really special correlation to the heart, as does the liver. The liver and the heart kind of work together in Chinese medicine in relation to dreaming, healthy dreaming, kind of wild dreaming, or, you know, all the special kinds of dreaming people do. So if you have special dreams, there's stuff going on between the liver and the heart. And those are two interesting organs to talk about spiritual stuff. I'll go into the liver in the springtime. Anxiety, palpitations, inability to concentrate, timidity, being easily startled, being overly talkative. Oh, that's one. I've experienced some pretty good Shen disturbance up close. There was actually a person that I encountered in an educational system who spoke really loud. Like every time that they talked, it was like yelling. And they were just, it's how they just talk. They projected really loud. Like I was a drum major in high school. And so I had to know how to project. Believe me, I know how to project. My son will tell you. I also know how to clap very loud. Drum major skills, you know. Anyway, this person was constantly projecting and in like a very, like just yelling. And very